Everybody, how are you doing? We'll let a couple of minutes go by here. I hope you have been having a great day and productive and really getting ready to, not even getting ready. Hey, Robert, how are you? As everybody joins, would you also just check in and say hi and say where you're or watching from? Hey, Shelby, and to be able to uh, really connect and allow people to know what part of the country, what part of the world everybody is in. Hey, Don. So yeah, just check in and say hi and where you're from. So we're going to be asking, or I'm going to be asking a little bit later for everyone to also share a couple of things. So this is going to be a little bit of a different Facebook Live. It's going to be a little more participation both on both sides of the screen. So increase your income through creative expression. What do I mean by that? Well, creative expression a lot of times is what we do for enjoyment. What is it gives us that ability to really express ourselves outside. Hey, Kimberly, what we do for hey, Tim. And again, everybody, as you're joining, could you also tell everybody where you're calling in or watching from? So that would be really neat. And thank you for sharing the loves and likes already. But creative expression is that part of this that is more innate. It's about us. It's about that connection to maybe the arts or something that, well, let me put it this way. Creative expression is two areas. One is balance and the other is rhythm. As we study and really get into, hey, Grady, and the everything in life, everything in this world has a rhythm, has a flow to it. And creative expression really is about that. How do we express ourselves in different areas? And it could be in business, but usually I find it's outside of that. So let me give you an example. Last week I had the opportunity to fill in on a syndicated radio show as a co-host. And during that show, we showed up, and the person that I was co-hosting with had forgotten there was going to be a band on the show. So the first hour was all about the band, and I was in heaven. It was so much fun, and it was, something that I really enjoy and experience when I think about music. But my music is about drums. And in the day, I played the guitar, I played the banjo, and also played the drums since about the about the fifth grade in school. And then in 1988, I had that blip. I had that experience of having that diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, where literally I went numb from the neck down. I lost all feelings in my hands. I lost the coordination. And so I gave up that creative expression within myself. And the second hour of the radio show, we started exploring how does creative expression reflect in business. And it really does. After that, it was a few years, I had really said, well, excuse me, that part of my life is over. But I had an opportunity where someone needed a drummer, and I said, well, I haven't played in forever, and, I have all these reasons. Plus, I'm really busy. I have all this that I'm doing in my business, and I really don't have time. And they said, just take the drum set home and play around with it. Do some practicing. And so I did. A couple of months later, they said, okay, time's up. Bring the drum set back, and now you're on stage. And the funny thing is that when I did that, when I allowed myself that creative expression, my income went up over 20%. The only thing that I did differently was to connect again to that creative expression, that rhythm. And so what I have to ask you guys is, what is your creative expression? And that's what I'm going to ask you to share, everybody. Hey, Elizabeth. To share on the thread here. Is just share with everybody what your creative expression is. Now, some of you, I know, are now telling me, without telling me, I can't hear you, but I can hear you, that I don't have one. I don't have the ability to sing, to play an instrument, to do whatever. but I like to think that everyone has something that fulfills them, that is creativity, that creativity is actually that balancing element that allows us to go further and longer in the daily things that we do. And so as you put down the different things, it could be, singing, it could be playing an instrument, it could be writing poetry, it could be just writing in journals, it could be, going and visiting and being a companion to the elderly. It doesn't have to be something that is extraordinary and you're going to be on stage, you're going to be able to perform. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about connecting with the one or more things that when you do it, you're revitalized. Because the old story about how do we get through certain elements and the sharpening of the saw. Many of us, including myself, I went 9 years without a vacation. One of the things that I truly enjoy is traveling. And that's one of the things that is a creative expression for me. Because when I get next to particularly the ocean, my creativity comes up. I'm able to write and journal, and my ideas start flowing. And so when I deny myself that, I become dull. So what we're looking for, and what I'm looking for, is just connecting to whatever it is that allows you to put the gasoline back in your tank and to express it. Maybe it's to yourself. And here's something else. You don't have to be good at it. That doesn't mean that you're going to be on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. It doesn't mean that it is something that you are, that you're just, how should I put it, that you're truly proficient at. Singing can be that. And you go, well, I can't carry a tune. But if you enjoy it, if it's your personal expression of creativity, please engage in it. And, just that beneficial element is going to be in the expression, not necessarily in the outside quality. So here's your action step for today. And guys, thank you so much for the loves. And, and I know you've been sharing this. Lynette, hey, how are you? It's been a while. I'd like you to, really think about this. What is that creative expression that you maybe have put aside? Maybe it's something that you did in elementary school, high school, college. Maybe it's something that you just said, well, now I'm so busy with my family, that I'm so busy with my occupation, my business, I just don't have time for it. So here's the action step. Please look and find a place in your calendar today to put that creative expression back into your life. Give yourself the gift of really embracing that creative expression. Again, for me, when I did that, my income actually went up. When I've coached my clients around the country and around the world, actually, is that when they did this, they became more rounded, they became more energized, and their incomes also increased. So there is a side benefit. I'm not suggesting that we do this to just increase our income. I'm suggesting that you do this to enjoy the ride more. Remember that saying that I have, and I've been ending my Facebook Lives with this, is life is an adventure, enjoy the ride. Embrace your creative side, express it, embrace it. You'll be glad you did. We'll see you again on Wednesday, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, with a brand new topic. And some of you have been sharing with me topics to embrace, and I really, have been enjoying that. Please continue to do it. Thank you so much for coming on to the Facebook Live today. And Tim, it's great to see you. So with that, have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. Have a good one. Bye.